Hello and welcome back to Particleworks Power-Ups. Today's request comes from an engineer at an oil major who's dealing with a challenge that might sound familiar to many of you. They told us, "We have a library of different oils that we use for our simulations to determine the best option for each application. The problem is, adding each fluid manually every time is slow and prone to errors. More than once we've had to rerun simulations because of mistakes in fluid properties. It's a frustrating issue, spending time carefully setting up a simulation, only to realise later that a simple input mistake has thrown off the results, forcing a costly rerun. That's why today we're building a macro that lets you create Particleworks library for your fluids. With it, you can add individual fluids or load the entire library into your simulation with just a click, saving time and reducing errors. Let's dive in. We're starting with our standard initialization script to load the Particleworks session and the active scene. The fluid library is defined in the macro using a dictionary. I've already included a couple of example entries to give you the structure so you don't need to write it from scratch. To add more fluids, just copy one of the existing entries, paste it inside the dictionary's curly brackets, and update the fluid properties. Next, we'll look at how to load these fluids into Particleworks. First, we'll create a dialog window that lets the user select which fluids to add. To make this flexible, I want to populate the dialog box programmatically. That way, we can keep adding to the dictionary without needing to update the dialog code every time. We use dictionary comprehension to add a Boolean option for each fluid automatically, using the fluid's name as the label. Then we call the dialog window to capture the user's selections. After that, we loop through the dictionary. For each fluid that's been selected, we create a new fluid in the scene and apply its properties, including its name. One thing to note, we're not setting interaction effects like contact angle. These depend both on the fluid and the interacting material, so it's better to define them manually in the Material Property Manager. Finally, while we've only built a fluid library here, you could use the exact same approach for polygons, powders, or solids. Just set up a similar dictionary and update the loop to create the appropriate material type. But for now, that's it. Let's go ahead and test the macro. I'm going to start off with a brand new scene with no materials defined in the Material Property Manager. As always, to run the script it's just a drag and drop onto the scene viewer. The dialog window with all of our fluids will pop up and we can select as many as we like. Selecting OK will then execute the macro and all of our selected fluids will be added into our Material Property Manager.
If you have a problem you'd like our help with, our contact details are on screen now and in the description below. For more information about our full API online training course, visit our contact page for details. See you next time.